finally calmed down. The best thing for their curiosity and keeping them away from things they're not supposed to be in is attention. Not that it's going to keep them, because their attention span is as long as Squirrel. But I've found that when you interact with them, keep them busy, keep them very, their hands just moving, their feet, just something to look at, which is the outside now. And we played for a little bit, she got that speed out of her system for a few seconds, and now we're just kind of mellow. I'm sure it was much more amusing to watch me struggle. I'm trying to keep her in bounds. Good morning, Beth. Mija's taking a time out from... Hi, Birdie. Mija's taking a time out from making me run. Her eye looks so much better today. It's still been weepy the last several days, but not so much as it was before with it getting all matted up. It hasn't been doing that, but I've noticed that there is a little sleep in her eye in the mornings, and it's weepy when she gets excited. So I've been keeping warm water on it and cleaning it off every time I think about it, every time I see her getting a little moisture in there, just so that I can keep it as clean as possible, because she doesn't have somebody to groom her like that. Another squirrel would come and groom her face and groom her eyes and her lips, and so I make sure that when I'm working with warm water and cleaning her up, I spend a lot of time in those areas. Yeah, they're everywhere here. Robins, cardinals, blue jays, mockingbirds, woodpeckers, both varieties, the large pileated ones and the small ones. Definitely hawks and ravens and crows. We've got brown hawks. I don't know anything more technical about that, but I also know we have the red tails here too. We've got the sandhill cranes, we've got the small white cranes. There's quite a few birds here, not to mention all the really small, fast ones that I can't see what they are, much less see for more than a second. On the other side of the porch, there is a lot of activity going on, which I think is what kept her moving this morning, is because every time she'd try to relax, another squirrel would come in and just raise all kinds of havoc. All right, let's zoom this out. Night sweet. Get comfortable. He's licking the stone and chewing on it. It helps her teeth. They do get a little calcium out of chewing on rocks and drywall and stucco and all the other things. And she's got a salt lick, she's got a calcium block, she's got everything she could ever want for her needs. But, you know, the things that are outside and kind of dirty and kind of not supposed to be part of it is always the most enticing. And I'm sure that there are nut remnants and seed pieces and little bits of fruits and vegetables strewn throughout everywhere she goes, because she leaves a heck of a mess, and her sisters still come through and leave a nice little trail. Scratch. This routine, so I'm not in the way. These alarms going off. Did you guys set that off? Go bounce off the car so the owner comes running out and then comes out and you go inside and steal all the nuts? I think I see a ploy. It's amazing how different she is from 2 seconds ago when I was on the other main page. She was nothing but speed. Now she's nothing but relaxed. You're gonna fall in the hole, oh no. There's a bottom in there. I try to make sure I show all of these safety precautions that we take. Like when it looks like she falls, there are mats all around the ground in the areas that she's most likely to fall or slip or trip or lose her grip. These little play mats are everywhere. They come in handy because they're good to bounce off of. Oh, you want some, is that sugar snap? No, that is a, yeah, sugar snap. One of those little peas that they like. She's just now being introduced to them as part of her snacks. Because I definitely don't want her eating that and a bunch of junk full time. But she's ground down a couple of her little Henry's pieces. That was a much bigger piece earlier. She loves these sugar snap peas. I think it's going to time out really well because with the formula, she's still on formula in mornings and evenings, but they're getting lesser. The morning feeding is everything. She eats that without any problems. Doesn't eat lunch on the formula anymore, and then evenings she'll take most of her feeding. But yeah, it's a good time because I'm running out of those miracle nipples for her. There's probably just enough for her to get through her weaning phase. So it seems like the things like that time out really well. You get a package of X or you get a can of formula, and I don't know, I've noticed that a can of formula takes about as long as it takes for a squirrel to wean off of it. If you start at the beginning and you've only got one can lasts me one squirrel. From this angle, you can sort of see that her nose is growing. Do you see that little underhang, that little lip that's there that's starting to protrude? She's about 3 months old now. So really, she's pretty durable to the outside. Once she gets completely on solid foods and gets her grip and can open nuts, she'll be ready to go. Because everything else she's done with flying colors. She eats upside down, she can cling to about anything. Opening nuts is really the big challenge because she needs to be able to get through anything she's going to meet in the wild. But as far as that goes, she's been fantastic. Everything she's needed to do, she's done at the right time. And she's really showing a lot of progress. Are you going to start being a pain again? You want to go back down now? See, yeah, I want to go back down. I want to run where I'm not supposed to. And I want to go see Daddy run. And I want to make him jump and trip and laugh. Haha. She's really getting interested in the nuts that the other ones are eating and the junk food that they get. See? She's liking the sunflower seeds. Man, I just cleaned that 2 seconds ago. Come on, let's go home. Come on. Yeah. Get up there. Well, I'm glad I got to show you the calm part because it looks like she's getting ready to fire back up. So get ready to fire them engines back up. Yeah, run, run, run. Yeah, fire them engines back up. Let's see if she can. Come on, you want to play? You jumped when I wasn't looking. Hearing all kinds of noise over there. So is she. And this is our day. Folks are asking me if I'm painting, if I'm creating, if I'm making anything, and the answer is, this is our day. Yeah, Lazarus and Talon have been coming back lately. Talon is super curious about little Mija here. In fact, recently she's been on me at the same time Mija has, and not really more than just curiosity. They don't chase each other. Mija charges at Lazarus and Talon when they're in here, and I think that's more out of, hey, look, a squirrel. And she wants to go see what they are. Yeah. So she's going to see what squirrel that is. So I will cut you all loose, and I appreciate you hanging out. Thanks for spending a good Sunday morning with me. See what Mija's up to today. All I know is I have a very athletic day ahead of me, and I'm sure that I will lose my the prescribed daily weight. It's not an attempt, it's just what happens. It's way fast, so. Somebody wants their apple. Tried to take a piece of apple with them. And those are all the things that Mija is smelling, is that she has not been introduced to the fruits yet. She hasn't had apples or watermelon or strawberries or blueberries or any of the things that the outsiders get, because I'm trying to keep her in the lane of at least eating the Henry's blocks if she's not going to eat the formula. And the more you distract them with nuts and treats and things, the less that they're going to eat of the Henry's blocks. Because, you know, it tastes good, but nuts are delicious. You going swimming? Bath time. Take a bath. Bless you. She's never really encountered water in the bowl. Maybe once or twice, and she's just stuck her paws in there and tried to figure out how to get to the bottom. But I think she's trying to get the gist of drinking. Good? And keep your nose out of it. You done? Should I get you a straw? Come here, let's clean your face off. Girl, boy, you're soaked. Well, I've got to get back and clean this whole other side before she gets in there and decides that she wants to eat all the sunflower seeds and all the corn and everything. So, she's headed back that way. So, I will catch up with y'all later. See ya.